welcome back to another video. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last one, but the weather's been super bad and I've been really busy at work and with school and things like that. So I did skip a week or a week and a half, and I'm back now just to show you a few clips that I recorded over the last 2 weeks, because I was working on my yard. I just didn't have time to film it ever because it's always just too windy or too rainy. But right now there's been tons of development, so tons of my plants have gotten much bigger. My spinach has really developed. My lettuces are huge now. They're not quite ready to harvest yet, but they are pretty big. And yeah, so I'm just gonna show you what I have in the garden right now. I also took a bunch of stuff out of my greenhouse and have been putting it into my beds. And then I also, from that one bed that had all of the little tomato volunteers, I also took a bunch of those out and have just been planting them in any type of container that I can find. And I've been giving them to friends, people at work, and just kind of people that I meet at work, and was like, hey, do you want a tomato? I have a ton. So I've kind of been trying to find them homes so that they don't go to waste in my garden, because there's just so many. If I let them all grow, they wouldn't do very well because it's overcrowded. But I am going to show all of that to you today, and then hopefully the weather's going to get nicer. I did start another garden also at the other house where I stay a lot of the time, which we hadn't done anything in that garden bed at all. So that's brand new and ready to go. So I'm just going to show you all of the stuff that I have today. It's really windy, so I hope that the audio is going to be okay, and it's also getting dark. But again, I just, you know, it always gets to this point. I just thought if I don't film it today, I won't film it at all. So I'm filming it today.
When we were younger, we used to sit on the grass among the flowers. We just let the days pass by. People would tell us to get a grip of ourselves and get a job. We didn't care what we were told, 'cause when we were younger, we used to sit on the grass and go, damn, I don't wanna grow old. I wish I could turn.
Okay, so I'm done with my blueberry patch project. It looks super nasty right now, but once all the grass underneath here is died down, I'm just gonna put over some black fabric that lets water through. So it's all gonna look much better, but it's just gonna be, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks or so of looking like this, and I hope the wind doesn't blow it all away. So I of course forgot to start this video before I started on my new garden bed, but I just thought I would show you what I've been working on. So there's just kind of a dirt patch in my yard that used to be a garden bed, and I decided to take out all the grass, or kind of, and work on that today. It's sort of a rainy day, but let me show you. So this is the garden bed that I've been working on today, and it was pretty overgrown. It looked like the lawn here, so I just sort of turned all the dirt over. Did have a little bit of help because this is quite a project. It's actually super big, and the reason why I'm deciding to do this because I have so many extra tomatoes. So I'm going to plant a bunch of stuff here with my helper. So today I'm going to start here on my big raspberry bush. It's huge, and this is the one that I got from Walmart for $8.99 just last year actually, and it's really, really big. My lettuce, I've been harvesting that pretty heavily over the last couple of weeks, and it's growing like a weed. This is like perfect weather when it's kind of cool, you know, but a little bit of sun, mostly cool and cloudy, and a little bit of rain. And I also put out these little parsleys that I just had in little yogurt containers, so I put those out and they're growing pretty well. They're too little to harvest, but they'll be there soon. This one's still growing really well. Frank, hello? Then my little memorial planter for my cat is thriving, except for the little orange flowers. So it's supposed to be orange primulas, but they don't really want to come up. So I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if they stopped blooming for this year or what. Then my feverfew is, this thing is crazy. I didn't know it was going to get this big, but it's taking over everything. It's kind of crowding out my kale, which is a bummer. And it's also, it's blooming, which I don't love. So it's kind of bolting up and blooming. So I might get some different varieties of that. The chives have finally stopped going crazy, so you can see here where I've been cutting it to use it. And here's my beloved parsley. If that'll ever focus, probably not. It's so focused on the feverfew, so let's see if we can. There we go. That's a beautiful focus on the beautiful parsley, which is my favorite thing in my garden, I think. I'm gonna cut all of this oregano because it's just getting too big again, and I don't want it to take over all the space. I don't want anyone to crowd out my sweet parsley. Then over here I got some more lettuce, flowers, and my little, I think it's Thunbergia or Tunbergia, who knows. They're still pretty little, which I don't know. I don't love it. I wish it was getting bigger and vining more, but this is what it's gonna look like once it starts blooming. Then right over here, remember when I had all the little tiny baby leaves of lettuce? Well, they're growing a lot. And then I got my spinaches back here. The spinach, I think, is getting pretty close to being done growing. I always feel like after a while, spinach just sort of, it loses its vigor to grow. And I think we're getting there. So now we're in my little greenhouse area, and I got another one of the Thunbergias here. It's a different color, but I forget. I think it might be an orange one. Then let's open this greenhouse. In the greenhouse, we have an unexpected tomato. I mean, I was expecting it was there because I planted it, but it's huge. I haven't been at my house for about 4 days, and everything up here has kind of gone crazy. So back here, I have those cucumbers, I don't know if you can see that, the Itachi, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, it's gonna be a little white cucumber. Those are doing great. These are some of the tomatoes that I harvested, or I guess rescued out of my flower bed. They're doing great. Then here's a huge tomato back here. You can see that kind of being squished out by my fiddle that I have in here right now. There's a bunch more tomatoes. There's a bunch more tomatoes. This is all lettuce that I really need to put out into the garden bed. And there's a little bit of parsley mixed in there. It's just kind of a mix. That was from when my greenhouse fell down and I had to rescue everything. I just shoved it all in here, and there's some spinach, it looks like, also. And then down here, I just got a ton more tomatoes. It's just tomato country in here. But these are also the last tomatoes that I have. So once these guys are kind of out of here, and I'm giving a ton of them to someone at work on Friday. So probably everything that's on this shelf I'm going to give to him, because he's going to try doing the upside down planting of tomatoes. So I want to support him in that. So I've never tried upside down planting my tomatoes, but it looks really interesting. And you get a pretty cool harvest because the tomatoes, they just grow down. Because obviously tomatoes, unless you have the determinate kind, if you get an indeterminate tomato, you can just let it grow like a vine. I mean, obviously you need to keep in mind that if you let it grow like a vine, it's gonna put more energy into growing up rather than growing fruit. So don't vine them if you want delicious fruit. Just kind of cut them and be happy with a smaller plant that's gonna produce more. So I'll take you to my other flower beds now. So this one's still doing great. This was the slow growing kale that is still slow growing, and a cucumber, a lavender. It's finally blooming. Beautiful. And then over here, I planted some beans, tomatoes, cucumbers. Oh, no, never mind. I thought this was a cucumber, but it's just a pale leaf. Got some more cucumbers, flowers. I have no idea what this is. You know, it might not actually be a plant, so I think I'm gonna put my big tomato that I have in the greenhouse right now in here. Then here I got a cucumber, and see, it's getting its first bloom. I'm super excited. I mean, it's tiny to already be producing, but I won't complain. Then here, these are my last little planters, I guess, where I just put dirt in here and threw some seeds in. This one was having my big panic that I wasn't gonna have enough cucumbers, so I just planted these guys. And I'm just gonna let them sit out here for, I don't know, potentially the rest of eternity. Then this isn't really my garden that I planted, but my roses are coming in, which is cool. And there's some more roses right here. And right here, those are gonna be beautiful. So here's my bed that I planted for my friend. And as you can see, all the sunflowers are getting really big. They're sort of starting to overshadow my little jasmine here. The berry bushes are getting really big. My disturbing cat plant is once again digging around. Tuna? Oh. And here, so this is one of the tomatoes that I'm most excited about. It's the Paul Robeson, so that little tag is down here. And it's already got some flowers, so it's gonna have some tomatoes pretty soon. And I really need to tell you, if I catch my cat digging around in the Paul Robeson, I'm probably gonna skin him alive and maybe pickle him. A nice little cat pickle. I don't know if you can see, but there's a man running through the orchard. Strange, but I guess we all gotta get our fitness somehow. He's doing more than I am, so good for him. Then here I have some more cucumbers featuring some bird poop. Don't appreciate that, gotta say. I got some parsley here that I got from a plant sale. Then I got a bunch of spinach, lettuce, beans, more parsley. Then these are some of the romaine that I just planted, but I think I'm gonna pull it out and dump it because it's not really doing anything. Here are a bunch of those beets that I transplanted, so they're doing pretty well. Now they just gotta grow. And down here, all of this, those are my potato plants, which it's the first time I've ever grown potatoes from scraps, and it's going super well so far. Then here I got some cucumbers. These guys are beans. I have no idea what this is, but I suspect it's carrots. Then here, my little green onions that are doing great. And I got more lettuce, since I'm a voracious lettuce eater. I'm also a voracious mac and cheese eater, but I can't plant mac and cheese, so I will deal with the lettuce and the spinach. All my spinaches are going great. My little baby cabbages that don't want to, there we go. I don't know. They're growing super slow. I don't know, they might be done by like 2022. And then here are more beets, more carrots. It's all going pretty well. And that's really it. So this is my little garden right now. The way that things are. My composting's going fabulous. And now I'll take you to see some flowers. All right, so behind my little house, I've got some orchids that are, you know, they're thinking about it, but they won't focus, so let's try this. Here, see? They're gonna come out soon. This one right here really wants to bloom. So I'm excited about these guys. This bush here stopped blooming, which is really sad because it smells amazing. I mean, so good. But I have some lilacs right there, and some trees here that are blooming. So here, this is where it's the most beautiful, and there's all of these orchids. And none of them will focus. Alright, thanks a lot for watching my newest video. I don't think it's very exciting, not that any of them are, but anyway, that's what my garden's doing at the moment. And I hope you enjoyed my little garden tour. Hopefully next time it's going to be sunnier so I can show you some cool stuff, and also how everything looks. In the sun, which is usually better. Sorry, I'm just being distracted by my dogs chasing some birds. But yeah, once it's a little sunnier out, everything's gonna look much greater, and my orchids are gonna start, or not my orchids, did I call them orchids all this time? My irises will have started blooming. But yeah, right now I'm really happy because all my greens are doing so well. Everything's going really well. I can't wait for my tomatoes to start coming up, but I'm sure that's going to take at least another 2-3 weeks. But I will keep you guys updated. So yeah, I'll see you next time.